Welcome to Soccer Prime Tonight. Okay, let's dive straight into this explainer on exactly how Switzerland completely dismantled Algeria with a 2-0 victory to break a massive historical curse. We're talking about an absolute tactical masterclass at BC Place in Vancouver, and honestly, the data tells a super fascinating story of precision over possession. 88 years. For an incredible 88 years, Switzerland hadn't won a single World Cup knockout match. Just think about that for a second. Decades of heartbreak, near misses, and early exits. But today, under the lights in Vancouver, they finally ended that agonizing drought. And you know what? They did it in a way that should literally make every other team in the tournament sit up and take notice. Now, if you were just casually watching the ball roll around the pitch, you might actually think Algeria was totally in control of this match. But, as we know, soccer is completely a game of deception. The underlying numbers from this matchup reveal a totally different story. It was a deliberate, perfectly calculated trap set by the Swiss. So while Algeria held 55% of the possession, mostly just passing it around the midfield, they really lacked any real bite. Switzerland, on the flip side, were perfectly happy just sitting back with their 45%. They didn't need the ball to control the game because they controlled the space. And the big takeaway here is the massive gap between having the ball and, well, actually doing something with it. Look, possession doesn't win you soccer games. Generating high-quality chances does. Algeria fell straight into that classic trap of sterile possession, while the Swiss, they were absolutely ruthless whenever they won the ball back. The math just brilliantly illustrates this tactical masterclass. Switzerland generated a staggering 2.52 expected goals. That means the sheer quality of their chances should have resulted in over 2 goals. Now, compare that to Algeria's tiny 0.74. So despite having way less of the ball, the Swiss created more than 3 times the scoring threat. They didn't just beat Algeria. Mathematically speaking, they completely overwhelmed their defense. The Swiss were absolutely lethal in their limited possession. They racked up 11 total shots, forced 5 on target, and, okay, this is the crazy stat. They took 28 touches right inside the Algerian penalty box compared to Algeria's 15. When Switzerland moved forward, they carved straight through the Algerian lines and created 2 massive, game-defining big chances. So it really begs the question, who actually unlocked this Algerian defense and orchestrated this tactical victory for manager Murat Yakin? Because you need a very specific type of player to transition a team from a deep defensive block into a lethal counterattack in the absolute blink of an eye. Enter Johan Manzambi. He was the absolute architect of this historic, curse-breaking performance. You know, while others might grab the flashy headlines for scoring, anyone who actually looks at the tape knows Manzambi was the engine running the whole show. Manzambi put on a true midfield masterclass. In his 71 minutes on the pitch, he earned a brilliant 7.4 rating. But hey, it wasn't just about his passing accuracy. It was really about his sheer aggression. He set the tone right out of the gate with a breathtaking individual run that completely fractured Algeria's defensive structure and resulted in a crucial assist. And timing in soccer is literally everything. If we track how this match played out, Switzerland struck like lightning at the very start of both halves, a goal in the 10th minute and a goal in the 46th minute. Psychologically, that is just devastating for an opponent. It completely kills any momentum Algeria tried to build before they even had a chance to settle in. Right, so for that first strike in the 10th minute, Manzambi went on that brilliant individual run we just talked about. He drew the defenders in, created sheer panic, and then served the ball on an absolute plate for Breel Embolo. Embolo made no mistake tucking it right into an empty net to make it 1-0. Embolo was an absolute nightmare for the Algerian backline all day. He ended the match with a massive 1.00 individual XG. So what does that actually mean? Based on the quality of the chances he got on the end of, the data expected him to score exactly 1 full goal all by himself. He was the absolute perfect focal point for the Swiss counterattack. But the hero of the day, officially, was Dan Ndoye. Just 48 seconds into the second half, he completely broke Algerian hearts. A cross came in, it was poorly cleared by the defense, and Ndoye was just waiting there to aggressively pounce and sweep home the game-clinching second goal. Now, Ndoye wasn't just an attacking threat. His 8.2 match rating wasn't just for that goal. The guy played 87 grueling minutes and racked up 4 crucial defensive contributions. His immense two-way work rate is exactly why he officially earned the Player of the Match honors. He perfectly embodied the Swiss strategy: defend as a solid unit and attack like lightning. Seriously, if you look up the word clinical in a soccer dictionary, you might just find a picture of this exact Swiss performance. What we saw today was the very definition of elite counterattacking football that perfectly exposed Algeria's high line and punished their total inability to turn possession into actual penetration. So, with the 88-year curse finally lifted, that massive weight is totally off their shoulders. Switzerland are through to the last 16 for a fourth successive World Cup. They get to stay right here, returning to Vancouver to face off against either Colombia or Ghana in what promises to be an absolute thriller. Hey, if you found this explainer helpful in breaking down the real story behind the stats, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Soccer Prime tonight right now. We're doing these daily tactical explainers so you don't miss a single second of the underlying stories of our World Cup coverage. But before you go, I really want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. With this massive 88-year mental block finally out of the way and a tactical setup that clearly knows exactly how to punish teams on the counter, can this lethal Swiss squad actually make a deep run all the way to the finals? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next explainer.